Hello you guys, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Live with REB. If you cannot tell, we're in a little bit different of a setup. We're in my bedroom today, just switching up the scenery, I guess. And yeah, so welcome back to the channel. We have our May recap to do, all of May budget overview, and then our first week of June's look ahead. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Ari. I'm 31 years old. I work as a registered dietitian nutritionist, and I'm also currently serving in the military, on the National Guard side, of course, not full time. But yeah, I am working on my budgeting, finances, just getting things aligned in order with my goals that I set from the beginning of this year. Actually, I haven't recapped my goals in a while, so I'm actually going to dive into that first, and then we're going to go into May and then our June look ahead. So I wanted to start off by saying my first goal was to pay off my smaller Affirm debts that I had. I took out Affirm loans for my washer and dryer and some other miscellaneous things that I honestly don't even remember what they were, but I paid those off in February. So that was taken care of. My second goal was making one additional car note principal payment, and that would have been $697. And I decided a couple of months ago that it might be more feasible for me to break up that $697 divided by the remaining months in the year to make it a little bit more manageable. So I had been paying an extra $80 a month for just a couple of months, and then I got my tax refund, so I decided to go ahead and just make the entire additional payment early. So I technically paid that off in May after I got my tax refund. So that was my recent update, is I did make one additional car note payment for this year. My third goal was to rebuild my sinking funds and catch up. The only catch up that I did was for my $1,000 emergency fund. I have not rebuilt any of my other sinking funds or met any of those sinking fund goals for things like dental. What else was on there? Christmas. And my fourth goal was to save $15,000 this year. I am struggling with saving money versus paying off my debts and investing, and honestly, it just makes sense for me to put any extra money I can towards my debts or my retirement. So I don't know. I just don't think it makes sense for this to have been a goal for me. Moving on. Fifth goal was to completely pay down my credit card debt and use my credit cards for recurring electronic bills. So I did pay off every credit card, almost technically, but I did do a $1,000 balance transfer to a brand new credit card that I opened, the Chase Slate Edge card. And so I have 0% interest on that, so I am only just making the minimum payments for it. I am meeting that goal because I did finally set up all of my utility bills, any membership subscriptions. I got all of that now getting charged to my credit card finally. So the cashback rewards are like honestly rolling in, and I think since I put everything on there and I've been making larger purchases on my credit card, that I think I have like over $100 in cashback rewards already, like just from transferring everything over like a month or two ago. So I think that's going to be a huge thing, and honestly it's got me thinking with my credit card and cashback if I will be moving away from cash stuffing, you guys. Like, when you use cash, you don't get cashback rewards. So I really have this incentive to use my credit card for most, if not all, of my purchases for that incentive of cashback. So I may in the future just be swiping plastic instead of paying cash. Don't kill me. I know. So I might be there, but I'm not all the way there. Literally, I have cash to stuff today. So my sixth goal was have an emergency fund, and I did meet that $1,000 emergency fund, and I fulfilled that in March. My seventh goal was to make one additional mortgage payment. My mortgage is $2,400, but currently I'm putting $2,675. I'm paying $2,675 a month towards that to kind of break down that extra payment, and so I've been putting a little bit extra towards the principal, and I'm seeing everything kind of dwindle down a little bit more, and that's nice because it's going to cut off some of that interest and those extra payments on the back end of the mortgage. So those are my financial goals as a recap. Okay, so now we're gonna jump into May's overview. May was a month. It was a month of spending, you guys. I actually did not even calculate what my spending was for the last week of May, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. So I had $250 of taxes, $10 Jewel, $95 Aldi, $15 Spotify, $15 Chipotle, $9 Smoothie King. I got my air ducts cleaned, and you can check out that videos on my channel. Lots of people were coming for me. That was $349, by the way. Restaurant, $16, restaurant, $14. I missed the gym class and they charged me $3 for missing the class. Got someone birthday gift or participated in providing money for a group birthday gift. Home Depot. Week 5 of May, I had $836 of expenses, and I did receive my full-time jobs check, and so my check was $1,671. Overall, in the month of May, from my tax refund, my full-time job, my boyfriend's contributions, and my military training, I made $7,952. And I did put $250 into savings, and then I did invest $645 into retirement and pension. As far as my debt payments, I made $4,447 worth of payments to the mortgage, my car, student loans, and credit cards. My budget for eating out was $250. And I spent $437 on eating out and groceries. It was a bad month of food spend. I will admit there were a lot of non-meal prep days and eating out multiple times a day and being lazy, and I literally paid the price and spent almost $200 over my budget. Not good, not good. Healthcare, I spent $166 on prescriptions, appointments, memberships, health insurance, dental insurance. For the house, I spent $1,439 on utilities, air duct cleaning and sanitation, which again was $349. And then we also got the garage door repaired. So we have a 3-car garage, and the single garage door has never worked. It's never functioned, but we found that we do need that kind of to be accessible, especially for storing things and just summer access, and all of our lawn care stuff is in that single garage car space. So basically whenever we kind of need to pull stuff out, we have to like move a car out of the way, and it's just a hassle and all that stuff. So in the personal category, my total was $1,514. The biggest purchase in here was my car's maintenance appointment. I had projected only having to spend about $350 on my 30,000 mile maintenance, but it turned out I needed some other stuff done that was not covered. I ended up spending $878 at that appointment. And then I got my car detailed, and that was $200. So those were my 2 bigger personal things that happened to be related to Pearl. Self-care for Pearl, so I guess it counts. In the entertainment category, I spent $23 on Spotify and Audible. Transportation for Pearl was $116, mostly gas and then 1 toll. And then for shopping, I spent a total of $559. It was Mother's Day in May. I paid for, helped participate in one of my coworkers' birthday gifts, and then just some household things that I needed to get, and a little bit of personal shopping. And in the miscellaneous category, I paid $461. The biggest portion of that went to paying my tax preparer. That was just kind of like a whole thing. Like, I was told that the money was taken out of my refund, and then later on told that it wasn't, and so I paid $250 for that. In total, I spent $9,807 in the month of May. So I came into this month with an opening balance of $3,359, and like I said, I made $7,952, and I spent $9,807, and that difference was $1,900. I put $250 into savings, so my balance moving into June is $1,209. So really quickly gonna go over my spending analysis. I'm just gonna hit the top like maybe 3 or 4 things. So starting off with the first highest one was my debt payments were 45.35% of all of my expenses. Next was personal, again with Pearl and her maintenance needs, and then next was housing with the garage and the air ducts. The last thing I want to touch on is my grocery store / eating out budget. This month I was 61% the grocery store and 39% eating out. I am really like side-eyeing myself with my food and eating out spending, and then not to mention Logan paid for so many meals last month and like us eating out too. And so I'm just like, how did we just get back into the cycle of just giving up on the savings and taking the convenience route every single time almost? So we're gonna do better this month. I literally have tofu pressing downstairs in the fridge right now. I made him some turkey burgers. Like, I'm not playing this month about our grocery and eating out budget because it was out of hand. My total unsecured debts for Chase, like I mentioned, is $819, and my student loans are at $41,295. As far as secured debts, Pearl is at $31,838. Last month, she was at $32,782. The house is now at $195,134, and last month the house was at $195,876. So there's a difference with Pearl, which is pretty significant, and a difference in the house, which is also pretty significant. So I'm happy with my decision to put a little bit extra towards my payments and start to actually see a difference in those numbers month to month. We're gonna move on to June's look ahead. So we are technically already at June 2nd today, but yesterday I did do my electronic bills and I paid $26.75 for my mortgage. Again, that's an extra $274 going towards the principal payment. And then my student loans went up to $556. So yeah, $202 to $556 is now my new payment. So that's probably gonna put a damper on me being able to put funds towards extra things. And it sucks because the interest rates, on the loans are not that much. If I only make the minimum payment on my student loans, I'm literally gonna have paid back like $150,000 or something crazy, and I can't live with that. So I'm gonna just be doing everything I can to put extra money towards these things, as well as keeping my retirement contributions where they're at. I'm gonna try my best and see how it goes. So I have my veteran donation coming out on the 4th. That'll be $10. My health insurance is $58, and that will also come out on the 3rd. And then, like I mentioned already, the student loans and the mortgage is already taken care of. So that's all I will have in the first week of June. I also intend to call Xfinity because $112 for Wi-Fi just seems like so much, and I need to hope that they can find a better deal, truly. Also, I think this will technically be a next week or next couple of weeks thing. We desperately needed new gutters on our home. So we did end up going with leaf filter, but we're not getting the filter system because we really don't live in an area that needs like heavy duty gutter protection. I don't know how to explain it, but for some reason my house It's the only house on the block with gutters that are falling off. So I think that was just like a poor installation or something. We're getting all new gutters, all new downspouts, and we haggled and negotiated, and I have gotten a final price that I'm very happy with. That's less than $5,000. There's no interest on that, and it's a nice affordable minimum payment. That's a monthly minimum payment. So I'm very happy with that. These are my anticipated bills for the week. So $58 for health insurance, $112 for Wi-Fi, $10 for my veteran donation, and then I've already taken care of my mortgage and student loans. So really quickly, that amount is $3,501. Last but not least, I have my cash binder here in front of me, and I am going to do a quick budget of my weekly cash spend that I have. So $890. Let me just double check. $870, sorry. So I took the total amount, and I believe I divided everything by 5. I think I divided everything by 5. So for my car, for Pearl, she is getting $24 this week. So 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for the month, Pearl is getting $120, but for this week, she's getting $24. For food and eating out, I have $50 for the week. So I have one $50 bill for groceries and eating out. I need to get rid of my old budget slip and put in the new one. So my grocery budget, my grocery and eating out budget this month is $250. For shopping and gifts, we're getting $40. So $20, $40. Father's Day is coming up, and I know that that's really what this category is for this month, is for me to take my dad out and get him a little gift and everything. Next category we have is self-care, and I am giving myself $40. And my hair appointment's not until the end of the month, so by the end of the month I will still have money left over for that appointment. For household and miscellaneous, we're giving $20 towards this category. I am really trying to pace myself as much as I possibly can. I'm having a really hard time not going to Home Depot, not going on Amazon, and ordering every single thing that I need and want and desire for my home improvement projects, you guys. And so I'm really trying so hard to pace myself and take it easy, because I have been in this, I don't even know what you call it. It's like renovation fever. Like, it's misplaced anxiety is really what it is. House projects, deep cleaning, decluttering, like donating. I have to get rid of everything in my house that is not serving a purpose. And I don't want to lose this momentum and then like give up on it. And so in the basement, I have done so many projects, and I'm trying to make sure I document them all and put them on the channel so you guys can see kind of like what I'm tackling, but I'm busy. Anyway, again, I'm sorry. I know this is a budget video, but like this is also like part of the budget. So I have to pace myself and only allot myself a little bit of money each month to get like small things. That is it for my May recap. We also took care of our June week 1 look ahead, and so far so good. We're only 2 days into June, but like I said, so far so good. I think we got this, and we'll be on track with a lot of different areas this month. Listen, we are in this fight together. That's all I can say is you win some, you lose some, but hopefully you're on a little bit more of a winning streak these days. Thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all, take care. Bye.